All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the OTC. My name is Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers in the house, Leti and Eddie. What's up, my usos?
Not a love USOS.
Man, it is 8:47 on a Monday night. We did this last Monday. So, yeah. So, all you guys that follow us out there, you either get us on a Monday, Sunday, or Friday. So anytime during those days, then we'll be there. But guarantee we'll be there every week. So what's up, everybody? Some shout outs. Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, my shout outs to PJ, Alex Louis, Dan at the Westside Boxing Crew. Man, good group of guys there pushing me. Shout out to my family, Majesty Boys, Sam, LJ. I want to make a special shout out to my usos, Sapiti and Vaughn, and Sapiti's two sons. Man, it was good to hang out with them, eh? Like, I haven't seen these kids in ages, bro. And shout out to Jericho and Leo. Man, good boys, eh? Good, decent boys. I didn't realize that his old man, one of my best mates, keeping them off the soft drinks. And one of the boys showed them Coke, so it was the first time they were trying Coke. Man, they were buzzing out. I could see the caffeine hitting them and then the sugar, the crash, It was crack up, but it was good that my mate was keeping them on that healthy buzz. Happy birthday to one of the boys' daughters, Bailey Frost. Shout out to you. And also shout out to my niece, Ariana, up in Scotland. She took a break from rugby, and so she's jumping back on the wagon. So her and her brothers are pretty active, so it's good to see her representing Orkney. But yeah, shout out to those guys, and just shout out to all the people that have, starting the daily grind. Just keep it going, and let's get it. There's my shout outs.
My shout outs list. First one goes out to the also Lawrence Mendoza over at Set Fitness Henderson. Bros turned the big 4-0, man. Welcome to the club, bro. Trust that your wife and babies will probably do something nice for you today. Another shout outs to my two girls, Carl and Lauren, who are custom girls at the moment. So it's nice to be able to just go just up the road and not like do a Michelle's drive out to Avondale in the mornings. So yeah, keep it up, girls. It's not too far, so hang on there. Another one's to my two docos, Brandon and Dolo. So I finally caught up with the bros at the car park, man, and it's been a minute, man, since we did some FT out at the Harbour Bridge. It was like some time ago, probably like this time last year. But it's like good to finally catch up, man. It's like the coffee club conversation before and after the training. And then we usually go to the spa pool, but I was like, nah, I don't wanna. It's the beginning on a Saturday morning, so I said no. So looking forward to the next training with the boys. And then to my Tonuvasa family, my first cousin's husband, we buried him on Friday. So yeah, it sucks that when family get together, it tends to be at funerals, or weddings. But we buried the bro-in-law. Shout outs to the cousin, the Betty that flew over from Melbourne with his two girls, and to Offa and her two boys, Sione, and Auntie Melly, Uncle Flangi, and also to my other first cousins, to Walter, Tony, Delia, and Adrian, and cousin Marie, also to my other younger cousin Flangi and Ray. So I haven't seen my cousin Flangi probably like since I was 23, man, and I'm 40 this year. And I know he's done his own thing, and he sort of admitted it to me like that. We need to do more to make an effort, and because he's like the oldest boy now here, like for the record, like he's the oldest here, so it's sort of like me and my little cousin Walter sort of just do our own thing in between us. But it was good to see the cousin Flangi and his boys, man. So one of his boys go to TC, and I know they're playing a relegation game against Botany, so I'm hoping the nephew comes through with the dub so we can see the blue ball and the 1A comp this year. So shout out to Zaya, and then also to my cousin, lastly, her partner Alice and her baby girl, and to my cousin Serafina. So my cousin Fina, she's come down off a mati, and it's pretty much put her in a wheelchair. So she, I remember, because we're like the same age, but she's a registered nurse, and her health declined probably at the age of 30, just before 30th. It was good to catch up with her, but I was also just sad because the last time I saw her was at her mum's funeral. So there's your shout out, cuz you better find this, and I hope we get to catch up before Easter at least. But yeah, that wraps up my shout outs. So, yeah, just happy to see my Tonavaso family. It's been a minute, man, since we've been together. But yeah, it just seems to be the reoccurring thing that we always meet up at funerals, eh? So yeah, it's up to us to change it. So yeah, look forward to taking the steps into making that happen. That's me, boys.
This is the Empty Out the Clip podcast brought to you by the WesWes Network. You can find us on our Facebook. So we've got a private Facebook page. You can go in, answer the 3 questions, we'll let you in. It's your chance to throw in some comments, put up some likes, and we'll shout you out on the podcast. I also want to make a shout out to Joey and Stace, who started up our rugby union podcast, The Counter Ruck. The first episode dropped last week. They did a preview of the upcoming Super Rugby season. It starts this weekend. So it'd be good to, when you guys are into rugby union, to check out what the boys have to say. It's a bit of an insight into their thoughts and opinions on the game. And yeah, man, just looking forward to NRL season. It's going to start in March. The first week of that season is in Las Vegas. Look forward to Sai and Tana and the boys. Bob, show up for our NRL podcast, the 135 footy show. So they'll drop a episode a week before the season starts. So get a little insight and the opinions on and a gauge on the upcoming season. Yeah, man, and don't forget our blogs. I know Joey, he wrote a blog that's up now on our website, www.weswesnet.com. And I've also got one coming out tomorrow. We've got a little movie review on the film Companion that's out at the movies right now. So that article will show up on the website. So yep, go check out our website and hit the support button on there. You'll help us get new microphones. Try to get you that sound and other things for our network to keep on going. Cool. That's us for shoutouts. How was your week been? Start with you, Eddie.
Oh man, this week, it's just the usual. Work. I work 6 days, so Monday to Saturday. And then I train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, boxing, and then Tuesday, Thursday I go for walks. But man, last week was tough, man. My wisdom tooth, not the very back one, the one in front of it, was just killing me this whole week, eh? So on Friday lunchtime, I walked over to the dentist there, just across the road. It's like, damn, can you guys check my tooth? They're like, yeah. I was like, can I book an appointment for next week? They're like, oh, we're open on Saturday. I was like, yo. So Saturday I was at work, setting up all the freezers and helping the boys out. Walked across the road, got my tooth pulled out. So it was like $370. Then just walked back and I just kept working. But my face was numb, so I couldn't really talk to any customers, so I just kept at the back. But not doing that again, man. Shouldn't go back to work with us with a tooth just pulled out. So yeah, I just gargled some salt water and just spat out. So yeah, it was pretty challenged my character a bit this week. But man, just kept training, just kept pushing through the pain just to get it done. But yeah, I count that as a small victory. You know, I could have just went back home and just stayed home with the sore toothache, but still went to boxing, still did my walks, my training. But yeah, it just goes to show, man, how powerful the mind is. Well, if you see a mind to it, you can get it done. Had dinner with some of the boys, so I was just eating on one side. The food was so good. I wouldn't say no to that. So I was just, went to a Brazilian place. So that'll be my food review later on in the ep. But how about you guys? How about you, Let's?
Well, last week was ugly because it was so hot. Well, man, like I have never sweated like that from doing jack shit. So, I don't know how, it's probably since last year it was like that when I couldn't, be bothered doing walls for the barbershop, man. It was like that. Fuck, it was ugly, man. But it made it even worse, because I shaved all my hair, and then I forgot. Oh, Waitangi. Oh yeah, Waitangi Day. What can we do today? So it was too hot. I was like, just let everyone sleep in, and we'll just turn on the aircon on blast, and we'll just do something in the late afternoon. And then I forgot my cousin's funeral was on Friday. It was a family service and funeral service all in one, and then the burial. And because I've shaved my head, and like in the chapel part of the church, it's like you can wear the pulo, but when you go into the hall at the common room, or when you go into the chapel, you should take your pulo off. Man, so I had to take my pulo off, and I was like, oh, happy. Then forgetting, like, oh shucks, when you don't go in your own car, you don't take your own malu, your own chair, your own water bottles. So I went in my sister's car. I drove us out there, and I forgot the umbrella. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be brown after this, man. And you can see it, man. If I take off my hat, put it on my shirt, you'll see like the color difference. Not the same guy, man. Not the same guy. But nah, it was good to catch up with my fams at my cousin's my brother-in-law's funeral. I think it was just sad, just timing. You know what I mean? It's good to see that everyone's doing well. The kids are growing up. And then I had my family over on Saturday, so we planned this, like how you do, Eddie. Like you had your family, your nieces and nephews that come before school starts. So we did it the other way, first week down, and then we have a feed.
Oh, yo.
Bro, funny, bro, funny. Because I got 2 nephews there at uni, second year uni, both of them. And I was like, bro, you can't be 20, still don't know how to do a umu. So I got these guys to sing with the wood and that. And I was telling them, this is just a more conventional way of doing it. So you're not doing it, the hard way with all the leaves and all the paper. But so I got them to do it. But then I told them, to make the luau patches. So I got them to do the luaus. It was good. Because it's like, it was so hot. And then, I got to the point, I started yelling. So I told my daughter to mow the lawn. She didn't mow the lawn. So I just really the vow where I needed to put the mat down, put the gazebo up. Got the nephews to come and start, one to start burning and the other one to start folding. And I was just wrapping in the foil. But yeah, I don't know what happened, man, because the first one I pulled out, maybe it was because he didn't fold it all the way inside the pouch before we put the foil around. But you know how the top of the leaf is not cooked, so it's like dried out.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I made the mistake. Like I didn't want to make the boys, taste the they are the ones. And true to when the old man said, man, make sure it's fully cooked. Otherwise, get low on the meat. I was like, I took one taste and I knew it was undercooked. And I was like, put these back in the oven. We'll just eat whatever's ready. But it was a lot of meat. Shout out to my sisters, man. Honestly, 2 of my sisters, like my sister, she would have got like 40, 50 bucks worth of like hungry pork. And then my man was thinking, I already told you I got a ham on the bone, bro. Like literally, it was like too much pork, man. And I was like, oh gosh, let's cut this up. So we did a pork chop suey. My sister came over too, like she did a mac and cheese, but with shrimp and crab meat. And then she did like a chicken pasta bake. Went down heavy. And then I got my girl to cut up all the chicken, do a chicken curry. And then I got my daughter to cut up some of their pork and do a Keto went to go to the fridge on Sunday. She's like, who the hell sells the bread? I was like, did you ask for the right bread? So nah, it's been good, bro. Apart from that, nah. Since the boys came over to their umu, they've been coming over every night to play cards with Kita because she's on HCC with her knee. But nah, bro, it's just been hard, solid, man. Just no motivation to even like do anything. That's how bad it is. It's so hot during the day. So like once the kids are off to school, bro, it's like, I might as well go lie down and sleep it off because it's too hot to do anything else, But yeah, I should be trying to find a job, man. Shout out to all the boys at the warehouse that shots up in Westgate, to Thor and the crew. Maybe you guys are all good, man. Stuff these other guys there. But yeah, that's my shout. That was my week, man.
Big.
So, to get to our topic, so today, man, big day in sports today, all over the world. Super Bowl. Super Bowl was on in New Orleans. It was the defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs, up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And man, it wasn't much of a game, It was a bit of a one-sided affair. But the narrative did come true. If you're into NFL and you've been watching all the sports shows over in America, ESPN or Fox Sports in the States, you'll know that what they've been saying came true. Because obviously Kansas City Chiefs are the defending champs. They won 2 years in a row. No one's ever won 3 years in a row for a long time, or at all. I don't know. But there was their chance to make history and win 3 in a row, and didn't happen. I think all through the season, the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they only had one loss, I think. But they've been winning at the end. So all their wins have come with last minute touchdowns or last minute drive that leads to a score. Whereas if you look at the Eagles, their wins have come through blowouts. So they've been smashing teams. So the narrative was that if it was a close game, KC will win. If Eagles go out to a good start and they blow them out, well, obviously they're gonna win. So the result will only be one of the two, and it looks like it happened with the Eagles blowing them out, because I think the score was 24-0 at halftime or something like that. So yeah, man, that's just a little bit of a highlight from me. But man, I want to talk to you guys about the Super Bowl and how sort of the cultural impact has been in New Zealand. Like, obviously it's not our sport, but obviously it's been popularized through the Madden games. It's been like a cult following here, eh? And yeah, man, I think because it gets televised and halftime shows and all that kind of stuff, the hype is there. It's starting to get a big deal over here now, eh? I want to ask you guys, like, what's your history being with the NFL in terms of popularity for you, or what you've seen and through other people? I'll start with you, Leti.
I know a group of my boys, they do it. Mickey and his family, they do it. They all follow different clubs. Yeah, I've always just like the throwbacks and just the influence of the Pasifika players in the NFL. Really, the Fijians, the Tongans, the Samoans. So anytime one of those island names pops up, no, you're right. But the halftime show, I think that was my buy-in. Didn't really give a shit who was playing. It was more like, oh, sorry, yeah, Bruno Mars got the halftime show. I think that's what sort of was the thing, really. Yeah, I managed to watch today's game and the halftime show. I thought it was a bit underwhelming, maybe because I wasn't like a hard out Kendrick groupie. But like 2 of my kids like his music. The overall hype though, I think, man, I wish we had something close to it or similar to it. You know, like the Mardi Gras in New Orleans, just the cult following, and just seeing the way there's no space when you look at the crowds. You know what I mean? And like I think that was cool that Donald Trump showed up, like at the actual game. Like, you know, I don't think there has been a president show up to one of those big games like that. I thought it was yeah. I want to go buy me my little jersey now. But yeah, frame it and put it somewhere. But yeah, just like even this, you know, relearning his story again, like just, you know, at one point, because I was trying to watch like the first 2 quarters without interruption, just to get a gauge of how the game was gonna go. But it was pretty evident, you know, that the Eagles on D were just too good, eh? And then yeah, as the game started to slip away, I think the KC's quarterback just needed an uppercut. Someone should have uppercutted him when he threw his second intercept ball. And then yeah, I sort of turned off the game after like maybe the halftime show. But yeah, no, I think I've always liked the jerseys though, eh? Like, you know, the big name players. Like I've got a Dolphins Marino number 13 jersey that I hang in the shop. But yeah, just especially the old school. Like the old school players, eh? That's sort of like what like because I didn't watch it. I think even like when you first saw it, you know, all the hits and that. But like now it's just too censored down, man. It's like worse than NRL. So now I think that the game of NRL is going that route because yeah, like you mentioned about the KC's winning their games, like, you know, so close. Like even if you go back to last year's or 2 years ago when they played and they held. That was the difference, eh? In that last play when they scored the penalty, like I remember that because it was like, what the fuck, what a soft game. And these guys smash each other, but like even like there was a call today, one of the throws got denied because the push at the helmet. something like that. I was like, what the fuck, you know? Gone are the days where there was a guy who got hurt, and then the dude's doing a dance afterwards, and then a challenge. Like, you know, I didn't even think challenge was a thing back then. So I don't know. Game's changed a lot.
Oh man, I was at work, so I didn't watch it. But yeah. In terms of the NFL, impacting on New Zealand culture, I've definitely seen it. Over the past few years, you know, from the butcher shop, it's quite busy in the morning, like early in the morning, and they're buying like wings and you know like barbecue stuff, you know, and then like you know every now and again I'll do, oh, what's this for, you know, like. Goes, oh, the Super Bowl's on today, you know? So we used to get like maybe like 4 to 5 customers doing it. Now the shop's quiet, like after 10. Like it's a mad rush in the morning. They're coming in, they're buying wings, drums, like all the barbecue stuff, steaks and whatnot. They're prepping, you know, for Super Bowl, or they're going, you know, quick barbecuing and going to a mate's house, taking a plate. So it's definitely impacted on New Zealand culture. When I was younger, shout out to my mate, Waylon Price. He was a staunch Eagles fan back in the day. So I followed the Eagles because of him. Or Brian Dawkins. I had a Westbrook jersey, McNabb, you know, the quarterback. So I used to follow them, but I never really knew the game properly until Madden. Started playing Madden, and you know they'll have those. I don't know if people remember. There used to be extras that used to play it. It was like the players would say their name, and they're like, "Oh, McNabb, Philadelphia Eagles. This is EA Sports." You know, like it would have those little snippets. So we used to joke about it, and it's definitely have a cult following here, especially for especially for athletes that don't really fit into the rugby you know, scene, the rugby and the rugby league scene or the basketball scene, and you know, they kind of fit in that small cult group that follows the stats for the NFL. You know, oh, you know, this how many intercepts, this how many touchdowns, you know, on this drive. So it's definitely growing. Shout out to one of my boys, Graham DiPiazzi, who plays in Perth. He plays gridiron or American football out in Perth. Shout out to the USO. But it's definitely started to get a bigger following here. And I think the reason being is we're seeing more Polynesian players in those spaces. Mailata's the latest from Australia. But yeah, Troy Polamalu, all the boys from the Dolphins. Even forgot his name. He was the quarterback for the Ducks, Oregon Ducks for a while. Is it Mariota? Yeah, so it's you know when you see brown people in those spaces that are making it, and you're not quite making it into rugby and rugby league, man. There's another avenue. I mean, the Americans are sending scouts out these ways, so I definitely see the impact in our culture. You know, people you know playing it and whatnot, but in terms of the game itself, I didn't watch it, but I'm glad the Eagles won for the USO. But yeah, it's a bit sad when it's one-sided. You want those kind of like close games. It just sounds like, from what Cameron was saying, that the Eagles just did their work. They did their homework. They must have watched vids and did everything they could. You know, with the 2 intercepts, man, they read them like a book. But yeah, I don't really know much about anything else about the NFL. I just stick to my rugby league and rugby union. But yeah, Seki.
It's funny. The interesting thing the commentators were saying in the game about Mahomes' game, that was the worst half he's had in his whole NFL career since he got drafted in 2017.
The first 2 quarters.
That quarter where he got those intercepts,
Yeah.
got intercepted. That's his worst at his whole career. Like he's been there since 2017, and this is his worst game ever. Like doesn't compare to any other game he's had. You know, it's like.
It looked like
Wow.
he mentally checked out, like after that, because even like the Eagles threw an intercept ball, but it was like okay, he waited a step too late because he got tugged. But then even when he first the Kansas City through their one, it was almost like shit. He got tagged and like it sort of wasn't aimed at the right place, but that was because he was passing, trying to pass in front of him, and then the guy intercepted the ball. But that second one he threw in the birthday boy scored. It's like Charlie, like it's like he had checked out, man. It's like fuck, I think mentally you're fucked like that. It's probably like kicking goals. You missed the first one under pressure. This one was because it was inside their 10-yard, and he threw it. And just how he brought it back, I think that's when you look at him, you make a tackle someone, make a tackle someone, and just watch it back. Yeah, it looked like he didn't want to play, man.
Yeah, my thoughts on the cultural impact of the game in NFL here is it's been a slow burn, eh? But I think this year has been the most popular it's been. And I say that because, man, there's all these bars in town are making these events. You know, like, I think the sports bar that's in Kingsland, they've got, like, you can hire a table. You have to book a table. And they've got, like, entry fees. And you get free drinks. But it costs, like, $300 or something. But all these bars in town, like, they're making these events. Say, like, come watch the Super Bowl here. And I heard from some guys at work, they went past Newmarket and the bar there. They said it was packed full of people wearing the jerseys, and balloons were outside, and so it's a big deal for bars, trying to hop on that bandwagon to get to get some people in to spend money and watch the game. But I think the slow burn started with the gaming, with Madden, and like you guys said, with the Polynesian players that play there too. And then even the little gridiron leagues we see around Auckland, like there is a league here, like there's the South Auckland Raiders, I remember.
Metro, Manukau Jets.
Yeah, and I know if you talk to some of these guys, this is a rugby off season, So they come out of rugby season and they go play this, or they're just into the game, playing Madden. So I think that's where it starts, and then social media takes over and all the news and that, and then everyone gets into it. So yeah, I think, and also the halftime shows. I think all the girls love to wait for see the halftime shows, and just for that, I think the halftime show might be even more popular than the game itself over here. But it makes people watch, right? And that's what they want. They want the viewers. And we talked about league and sport as a product before on this podcast, and when you look at the NFL as a product, man, that is a beast of a product. How they impact with people around the world watching the Super Bowl, making the Super Bowl a day you forget, drop everything, let's go watch the Super Bowl. And the sports culture in America, like the Sunday football, Sunday afternoon football is like going ngaki over here, But it's over there. It's like barbecue and football on a Sunday. It's religious. It's institution, right? And what better to have a final on Sunday, right? I think we have a similar thing with the NRL Grand Final or the State of Origin games. Same sort of like hype, and everyone's waiting around for State of Origin. You pick your team and you go crazy. It's like Super Bowl, but man, it's like that every day. The Americans know how to make it work for them, They know how to sell a product, And it's all about money. It's all about money, and people spend money. So I think it's a bit of FOMO as well for some people. Like when more things happen, all these bars are doing it, and like everyone's watching it on their phones. Because it's hard for us because we're over the dateline. So we get the Sunday games on Monday morning, so like half everyone is at work, so you're not watching the game unless you got your phone at work or you have Monday off. But you're not watching most of the games during the season, no. So it's hard for us to watch the games, but the impact's still there, the viewership's still there. People are trying to get into it, and it's one of those leagues that, man, if you don't be left out if your friends are talking about it. If people are talking about it, if you see it and you want to get into it, you want to know what everyone's talking about, you want to be in that conversation. I didn't really, if I compare the halftime show to all the other halftime shows, it wasn't really that great, as a spectacle.
He should have just played the They Not Like Us the whole time.
I mean, he's a mean artist, but in terms of like the performance, like the spectacle, it wasn't as good as last year's Beyonce one or the one before with Snoop and Dre and that. Hey, like all the stuff that they had.
I mean, like the theatrics and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I'm confused, and I'm always impressed not confused, I'm always impressed in how they can build all that up during a commercial break.
Yeah, true.
Pack everything up and pack everything down,
I thought that the way he recorded, like it looked like, when he watched his front on angles, how it looked like he was recording in the street. Like I thought that was cool. Like there's pen angles how he literally walked down to one side, and like from the first camera angle you saw his dance line behind him, and then he walked, they disappeared, they went still back on the other side. Then he had another team doing the exact same walk coming back the other way. Like I thought that was really cool. And then when he's standing on the X, like I thought, bro, those camera angles are gangster.
Poor Drake. That's what I can say. Poor Drake.
Oh, bro, what about all the articles talking about how there's a suing coming, like something more to sue about? Fuck. Americans, bro.
Dramatic. All right, boys, moving on, man. So Thursday was Waitangi Day, and I hope you guys had a good time or enjoyed your break that day. But it was, man, it's a day of celebration day. It's the day that we signed the treaty in 1840, and time to commemorate that signing of the treaty. But it's also a time that the leaders of the country hit to Waitangi to celebrate. Everyone went except for Christopher Luxon. He went down to South Island. He went to who was the iwi he went to in South Island? Well, he went down there. Bit controversial, was it?
Yeah, I'd say just compared to last year. We saw the White Armies go up there, saw the Ngapuis for the first time go up there, Waitangi and all the other what's his face? Oh, you saw like literally like the different religions and the different iwis be up there last year, as they were like as we had just got a new prime minister, and then a second year in term fucking doesn't even shave face, man. What the? It's ugly. But then if it's because of the coalition agreement and having Seymour and Winston all different times, maybe was David Seymour the spokesperson on behalf of the government? But I mean, he was only on the mic for less than 2 minutes, and then one of the elders took the microphone away from him, and all the Ngāpui wearing red this time, we all had their backs to the speaker. And then it took another elder to go back and put the microphone back, and then for another one just to come back and take it off again. So, I don't know, it just goes to show, man, like everything that this government has rolled out, even though the bill, they reckon it's not going to go past the second reading, look at the drama it's caused, man. Like, I think every year we're going to see, up until the government does something probably good for the people of the land, that Waitangi is just going to be a place of controversy and just bad taste for all those MPs that go there, eh? The first time I never seen Willie Jackson say anything that in Te Ao or one was pressing. It just seemed to be all the reports around the just Ngāpui turning their back at David Seymour. And he's from the north too, so I don't know. Yeah, I know it's a bad taste in the mouth, but yeah, I guess for all those that remember, like I think the coolest thing that I saw on all socials was probably the haka that they did on the beach. And that was from Jason Sati's socials. So I don't know, man, still a lot of people not happy with what's happened since this government stepped into power. But then there's a lot of people who ain't gonna wash away what happened to them, you know? Like to their grandmothers, them being not allowed to speak the language in their day. So that stuff's not gonna disappear overnight, man. And I don't think there is a time limit on when they should get over it. So I mean, if it means every year that Waitangi rolls over and it just brings up all their trauma or all those memories, so be it, man. So yeah, Christopher Luxon, bro, just need to pick up the ball and run it, bro. Just need to, get up there, bro. Because I think the longer he leaves it, the more the people of the land are just gonna not appreciate him, Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Man, I got like mixed thoughts on this. Like, I think this government's kind of taken government and Maori relations back at least 25 to 30 years. They've dismantled a lot of hard work that's gone into building bridges. And, I hear it. I hear the other side a lot, actually. I hear a lot of people from non-Maori backgrounds who say, oh, the Maoris are just bludgers. They just want to take this and take that and blah, blah. But the thing is like, since the signing of the treaty, like, I've said it in other podcasts, bro, it's never been equal, man. Like, it's the Maoris have always been disadvantaged. So we're nearly there, man. We're building blocks of building a nation of where two people are together. But when you get people like Seymour that's just scratching in places that doesn't need to be scratched, and it's just causing division. I disagree with taking the mic away from him. I reckon they should have let him speak. Let him voice his opinion and let him dig his own hole. Let him dig his own grave. By taking away his mic and turning your back against him, it's kind of feeding the other side. Oh, look, the Maoris don't respect us. They don't respect our opinion. Why should we respect theirs? The Maoris, I know it's hard. I know it's hard for them, but they need to take the higher ground, man. Like, just let your moral compass, guide you, bro. Because, like, whatever the Seymour's saying, bro, like, I'm sure it won't come to fruition. With the whole treaty bill thing. Yeah, it's because the last few years, I think Waitangi Day has become more of a celebration than these massive protests, and with this younger generation of Māoris coming through, they want to celebrate it because it's an important part of our country and our constitution. But Seymour's kind of brought us back to the early 2000s. 2006 all the way to 2010, where we had those nasty protests, mud throwing, dildo throwing. Like, it was just, man, it's just bad. I think it was a bad look on Luxon not showing up. You gotta be there, bro. It's Waitangi Day. You're the head representative of the people. You've been elected by the people. And you've been allowed to govern on behalf of the crown. So you gotta be there, man. You and the Governor General. But yeah, it's what Leti said. It just leaves a bad taste in our mouths. And through a Polynesian perspective, it's just like it's disrespectful, But yeah, I reckon we should have left the mic in his hands, let him dig his own grave. Because look at Samoa, how we were dealt badly by the German administration, and then by the New Zealand Army administration, and then by the New Zealand government. We were treated bad, through all those years. The Spanish influenza that hit Samoa, 1 in 5 people died. And then when the King, Charles, arrives in Samoa, all of that just fell away. It was just the red carpet welcome, 5-star hotels. We welcome him in. No one mentioned anything about the past, even though he is the crown. It's just with Islanders and with Māoris as well, we have that compassion of being great hosts. And doing that to Seymour it just left me a bit, let him speak, let him dig his own hole. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. But, iwi, those elders, they have the right to do what they did as well. So, yeah, I just wish we let him speak and then, let him speak and then, it would have showed his true colors. But yeah, how about you, Cams?
Yeah, I reckon it's bad form by our Prime Minister not attending Waitangi. This weak ass motherfucker, man. It's like, with everything's going on with the treaty and the ACT Party and David Seymour, and National are the ones that say, hey, this ain't going to go past that first reading. We don't agree with what he said. Man, it'll make sense for Luxon to attend Waitangi to show everybody, that, man, he should be there anyway, but, at least for this time, to go there, to be there, to show everyone that he is down for not passing this act bill. He said it, so stand on it. So he had to show up. At least him show up to Waitangi and send Seymour and Winston Peters down to the other iwi or around the country, or say, well, Waitangi is the place where we celebrate. This is the place where we signed the treaty. Everybody should come over here. I'm going to be here. I expect all the iwi around New Zealand to come here and celebrate. Oh, you can't come? You're too far away? Oh, yeah. David Seymour, Winston Peters, you guys go down there and represent us down there. But at least be at Waitangi. That's the place. It's Waitangi Day. It's the name, right? Why wouldn't you be at the place where it all happened? So that's one thing. But yeah, man, I thought it was bad form. I thought this was a chance for him to show his support against that bill. At least do this. Not. And I picture it happening something like this. His decision to go down to South Island is probably, can you find any? Was there any other prime ministers that didn't go? Yep. This guy didn't go this time. This guy. Okay, cool. We can. We're not the first. We can go down.
Yeah.
It's like looking for excuse not to go, man. I was like, fuck, man. What kind of leader are you, man? Man, the country is under fire with this bill. You didn't agree with it, so where are you? So, or are you just telling some lies? Why are you scared? You shouldn't be scared then. It's just a bad look, man. It's just a bad look on him. It's a bad look on his leadership for all people of New Zealand, right? All people of New Zealand, because that's what the treaty was about. All people of New Zealand are equal. So, it's symbolic, but you gotta do it, man. You can't hide away from that kind of stuff, man. It's deeper. It's a deep meaning, right? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Sick.
Yeah, hopefully next Waitangi Day we'll see a lot more everybody celebrating, drinking at pubs and doing a toast for the treaty. Okay, boys, moving on. So this happened last week and we sort of missed it. We sort of touched on it on our last episode, but we didn't. The Grammys. So the Grammys happened last week and a lot of out of it stuff happened. Firstly was the babyface getting dissed from the interview. Then there was Kanye West and his girlfriend with her controversial see-through dress. Apparently they were uninvited. Got kicked out apparently. But there's that. There's Beyonce winning the Country of the Year award, which was controversial if you listen to social media. Like they're saying why all of a sudden she's the best country album in the world, like when she doesn't do country, right? And it's like, okay, why is it that some white people can change their genre and no one complains? So that, so it was that kind of thing, which is interesting. Kendrick Lamar won best hip hop album of the year, and I think he deserved it. He deserved it. That song Ain't Like Us song, that's big, everyone loves that song, and you heard it from the crowd when that A minor line comes on and all the crowd sings it there. So, yep, the Grammys happened. Did you guys catch it? And did you guys catch all the controversy? Start with you, Eddie.
I was at work. Man, I missed everything. Yeah. But I did see the dress though. Solid. Makanga, man, like there are kids watching the Grammys and all that, aspiring actors and all this. So, what are you saying, bro? Like, I get the shock factor. I get it. You want the attention, but this has gone beyond attention seeking. This is just makwa valea, man. And Kanye was. Why would you let your missus leave the house like that? Like, did you not check? Did you not proofread? Did you just get in Cavalli and be like, oh, you're wearing that? Oh, that's nice. Suddenly. And with thing getting snubbed, that's Hollywood, eh? They wrap cotton wool around their golden boys and girls, and if you're outside of that circle, if you're not the it, they just shun you. They can take you to great heights, but at the same time, they can take you to great lows. But yeah, no, that's my 2 cents. I didn't really watch the Grammys anyway, but Beyonce country music. But second, that's my 2 cents.
I think Kendrick winning the song of the year and video of the year was a good thing for the hip hop world, hip hop music, even as the culture, because culturally, his music is hip hop, and like it even showed when he won his award, like he shouted out like his hood, like he said like this award is for the West Coast. Then he started naming every town and every city. Like that's what that to me. He's probably like the only he's the last black person left. Him and 50 Cent, man. Like let's be honest. No, I think Beyonce. Remember, because I think Super Bowl last year, she sung her song, her 2 country songs. So she did one on the break, and I think she performed one, and those were her 2 songs that she pushed. And yeah, it sort of didn't sound like, wow, we're not used to hearing Beyonce sound like this, because it did sound country. I think it was fascinating that she did win it, but it's because we saw, because the videos that I saw, she wasn't in there for the majority of the awards, and the awards night is like, what, 3.5, 4 hours long, and she comes in like just before the country album award is given. She's like seen making her way to an empty seat, and then like, and the nominees for best country artist goes to and then they start doing it. She's there, and within 30 seconds, as she takes her seat, they call her name, and she's acting no surprise and shit. Like that's Hollywood. Like that. Oh, you ain't been here, but you just show up when they announce your award. See you, guy. But yeah, I think with the baby face snub, it's just the generations, man. The generations you don't know, like the people, like the people behind the music, the people who wrote the music, the people who created these musicians. I think, down here, no one is that stupid to do that shit. Like he'd never get overlooked here, But no, it was all good, I think, because I heard like the early interviews of Babyface of him, and then he even went to X and said it's part of the industry, it happens all the time. It just happens to happen on the Grammys night, and I think the journalist company were the first to apologize. Like I think it was the big bosses, so that girl would have got spoken to, but at the same time, she probably went home and was uppercutting herself and being like, "Oh my god, I couldn't believe I did that." But that's Americans for you, man. Hey, that's Hollywood, man. That's Americans for you, bro. Yeah, it's been, bro. I think all of that stuff that happens right up into those big events is cool, But in terms of like, what's his name? Yeezy, bro, that guy's he's on another planet, bro. Like someone's got to find out whether he's taking his 4 hours, bro. That guy's fucking hit and miss. He's bitching out on like on Drink Champs. He starts fucking chucking shade on all his boys, all those motherfuckers like P Diddy and that, saying them, they fucking my friends. They wouldn't even tell me who my kids was. Bro, this guy's got issues, bro. You remember he was running for president and he was going out with Kim Kardashian, and then she says that he's not taking his meds. Like fuck, that's the sort of party, bro. He's on a different planet, man. But yeah, you're right. The kids, it's the influence that people like that have on kids, right?
Yeah.
Now his kids are gonna have to live with the fact that it was their dad's idea to tell his girlfriend to undress, like take off the jacket and expose what she was wearing. And he was like, smiling about it. How sick in the head. Like, because he clearly didn't take his medication, man. He's fucked in the head. It's fucking no good, bro. So, man, from this day forward, bro, Gotti, that guy, Diddy, fuck all of them, bro. 50 Cent's the only real Samoan gangster on this road. Yeah, I'm in the case. Shout out to Kendrick, man. He's half Samoan.
I don't know how Beyonce won Best Country Music Award. You mean to tell me that no country singer that's been country singing for years has won an award for Best Country Album? Man, you should have won the award. Maoli, with his country music album. His country music album was amazing, man. How come Maoli didn't win
I
it?
can't stand his musicals. And I'm gonna say why. Because he fucking covers music, and he used to be a good singer when he had a band, and he divorced his band and he wanted to become a solo artist, and then he starts writing a lot of breaking ass music. So I didn't like him anymore. It's like I can't stand his songs, all fucking breaking ass songs. He ain't Dr. Hook, man. Come on, relax.
He should have been there. Man, I can't even listen to your songs. What's the album called? Cowboy Carter? It's like, wait, what the hell, man? I always thought that she was just trying to jump on the Taylor Swift bandwagon. Well, Taylor Swift started off country. Now she's more pop now.
Yeah.
But speaking of Taylor Swift though, got a little bit of appreciation for her now, because man, there's footage of Taylor Swift just having a good time at the Grammys. She didn't win anything, but she didn't go up stage or anything. But man, there's footage like people were just filming her in the crowd, like behind her and that. Man, she was dancing to every song. She was standing up, celebrating all the winners. She was clapping. She was shouting. You know, she was having a good time, man. And I like to see that. I like seeing that. She cheers Jay-Z when Beyonce went up to receive her award. You know, and then she gets booed at the Super Bowl when her face comes on the screen. But yeah, like I said, Kendrick Lamar, well deserved. Man, he's. You talk about the free influential hip hop artists right now. I'm not talking about those trap music guys because I kind of understand what they're talking about. But I reckon it's J. Cole. I'm gonna throw Drake in there, and Kendrick Lamar. Those three are probably the top three right now of the modern hip hop artists. Yeah, because I can't think of anyone else. But yeah, and the Kanye West. Oh man, just that was appalling. That was. What the hell, man? You know when a crazy person shows up and does something and he thinks he's cool, and it's like not even. You know, it's like what the get out of here, man! Like get out of here.
Nah,
you know,
it's their drunk family member when all the pusapiyas finish, or like the buzzers, the vipers, like here, right? And he finishes book like 2 hours ago, but he's still awake and he's asking for a beer. That's Kanye West, man. It's like, fuck, if you didn't have any beers, fucking go home, man. He's like, oh, yeah, just one. There's one for me and one for my girlfriend. He's like, that guy comes at that time. Oh, put my friend with me. I told you to bring your friend.
That's
sick, bro.
Okay, that was the Grammys. Fuck. Okay, next up, a new segment, Trumpin. So we're just going to touch on little things Trump does, because he's going to do some cool stuff every week, man?
He's the man, bro.
He's been, president for 3 weeks. He's done a whole pile of cool stuff already. So his latest, the man is latest. So the Gaza-Israel confrontation going on, stopped. You know, you see the devastation on the news on Gaza. Like, man, there's nothing left there. It looks like it's just rubble.
It's rubble, man.
It's bad, man. Like, all the people who were suffering him. But Trump has this idea. He's going to take all the people out of Gaza, bring all the Americans, rebuild Gaza for the people of Gaza and bring them back in. And he's calling it's going to be the Riviera of the Middle East. He's going to turn it into another Dubai, man. That sounds like what he's going to do. But it's come with, what he said has come with all these ideas that are against it. You know, the Palestinians are like, nah, man, you can't do that. You can't take us all out. Where are we going to go? What the hell are you gonna build? You're not gonna build anything for us. Like, how do we know you're gonna build something for us? Like, what are you gonna build? You know, it's like, what the hell? So, yeah, there's that. The other thing was, you know, Trump doesn't trust the media, the mainstream media. So he's got this policy. I don't know if it's a policy or this thing where he's allowing podcasters to come into the press gallery and interview him rather than, you know, people from the actual media. So there's that as well. I want to get your thoughts on those two things.
I think the interviewing via podcasting is a good thing. It keeps him popular with the younger generation, and that's obviously all his son's ideas of how we should engage with how we won the youth vote. With the podcasts, it gives them more time to speak freely without all these questions sort of like coming with a punchline that's gonna sort of like, you know, stir the pot, where, you know, it's sort of like they can take it back to the studio, snip it, and then say, look. And I'll bet you if he does those pods, that he'll probably sign a waiver where he'll get his PR team to listen to it first before it gets aired. So there'll be all that safeguarding around how we do it like that. But in terms of Gaza, solid, man, like, I just read the thread. If you go on YouTube and listen to his speech on what he was doing, bro, the amount of people hating on him, it's like, fucking go look after us first before you get building any fucking shit over there. Like, slowly. bro. And like, I don't know if they're like voters for like the other party that was running in the race, but bro, fuck, it's pretty ugly. And like, it's not just one. Like, usually when they put that stuff up, they turn the comments off. I was watching this whole, it's like still going, bro. And it's like 3 days later, like the comments still going. Like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, what the shit? Like, usually people report those videos, the video get taken down. But yeah, it's surprising me. Like, a lot of Americans, are like, why the fuck are you trying to look after them? You should be looking after America first. There's a lot of that. But then I think it's all those friendships that he's had, with like the people in the Middle East. Like, yeah, I got respect for him in the way that he's obviously made these, like, even if they were like just verbal contracts, or not verbal but favors. Hey, verbal favors, and then like, hey, you give me a hand here, the favor will be returned later on if I get my run again in the as president. But yeah, it's just like solid, bro. Just I feel sorry for the Americans, like that. You feel like they're getting their moody solid from this guy because he's already planning. Like, what's the bet? It's a plan that he already had before he even came into power, and he's just now realized that these guys have reached out back to him and said, "Hey, remember what you said you'd do for us?" And this is one of the things that's gonna work for them, because they're gonna end up deploying the people on the ground to go and get those up. But that fuck is that guy's like another one of those, colonizers, man. We just gotta gully all those poor people got nowhere to go. They might end up in like Tonga or something. But yeah, I think any time will tell, man. Like, we see how much work they can do while he's still in government, eh? But yeah, it's like I don't know. I just feel sorry for all the people that are commenting about him, but otherwise, praise the man, eh? He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. But if you really sit down and watch that, his PR team, bro, I don't know, it makes you wonder whether he's like got people sending them, those people commenting, I mean, like sending them messages like, that is the last time you will comment such things, or we will have the federal government come and find you, I don't know. That's what I think.
Have you, Eddie?
Oh, man. So looking at it from a historical perspective, Gaza's in a strategic position. You got access to the Mediterranean Ocean. I think they got like 1 trillion cubic something of natural gas. They've got some good soil there. The only thing is they're lacking water as a resource. They got a problem with with water sources that are not contaminated by the salt, the ocean. But man, Taza. Turning the Gaza strip to Taza, man. Trump's all about money, bro. He sees that natural gas. He sees the beautiful beaches of Gaza. He can put like bungalows in there. He can sell cars there. Hummers from Hamas.
Resorts. He's gonna put some Trump resorts in there.
Yeah, bro. Some Trump resorts. It's gonna be the new vibe, man. Straight up.
Casinos on the main strip across from each other.
Exactly. But if you look at it strategically, America needs allies in that area. I think they've got bases in Saudi Arabia. I think they got bases in Jordan. They've got an alliance with Israel, and I think they've got a loose alliance with Turkey. But the thing is, the superpower in the area is Iran. So Iran is running the Al-Quds divisions. They're the ones that are funding Hamas. They're the ones funding Hezbollah in Lebanon. So what Trump is trying to do is he's trying to get favor with the Arabs, with all the Arab countries. And by him helping rebuild Gaza could be that foot in the door. And he doesn't have to rely too much on Israel. He can rely on actual Arab allies. Am I thinking too much into it? I don't know. Time, like Leti said, time will tell. But damn, bro, can you imagine, man? Like, can you imagine like Singapore, but sitting on the Mediterranean Ocean? You'll have houses that look like fucking cities from like the Greek islands or like Santorini or something like that. Kefalonia. it's a real big opportunity to make money, and that's what Trump wants to do. He wants to make money. And if he's got an ally like Gaza on his side, man, like, is there any need for America to keep funding Israel? Fund their weapons and stuff like that. If there's peace with Gaza, like, I'm just looking at it through, like, outside the box. But Gaza is quite an important city culturally and historically. The earliest Christian churches are located in Gaza. There are heaps of Orthodox Christians that are in Gaza that unfortunately got caught up in the conflict. There's some beautiful mosques in Gaza, and Gaza is one of the oldest cities on the planet, man. I'm talking going back all the way to when the Egyptians had wars with the Hittites. And then later on you had the Babylonians. And then later on you had Alexander the Great coming through. And then later on when the Romans conquered it, So it's like... And then even after that, the Ottomans. And then, Because, think about it, man. These Arabs, man, they're similar to, like, the Maldives and the Pacific Islanders, man. These guys were colonized by so many other empires, especially the Ottoman were the harshest against them. These Arabs helped Lawrence of Arabia start rebel attacks against the Ottoman Empire in World War One, and managed to help us win the war, and yet their land was taken away from them, and it was unfortunately given to the Zionist movement. So it's quite a strategic point. I see there's potential there. But the thing is, you have to win over the hearts of the people that live in Gaza. And these are some tough motherfuckers, bro. These Hamas dudes, man, they're not funded well. They live in tunnels. They're basically like the Viet Cong in Vietnam. And yet, they've managed to challenge the fourth strongest military in the world. And managed to hold on to this tiny strip of land, bro. It just reminds me of how the Maldives held off against the British. How the Samoans fought against the British and the Germans. It's just these rebel fighters. I don't agree with how they did it. How they attacked Israelis and whatnot. But when you're being kicked all your life, if you kick a dog all your life, don't be surprised if the dog bites back. But yeah, that's my 2 cents, man. But yeah, Taza sounds good, man.
Man, this plan Trump has got colonization written all over it, man. Unless they can come up with a way to make it viable or feasible, or even like in a way where the end result, the people of that land gets to keep their culture intact. I know what Trump's saying. He's saying he wants to be the Riviera of the Middle East. Like, who doesn't want that? Like, what the alternative is what it is now. You don't want that.
No.
The other problem is Hamas. The other problem, right? You got to get rid of them because if they're still around and the buildings are built, they're gonna take over and be they'll rule that strip of resorts like with an iron fist again. They'll just have better stuff. But yeah, man, I think Trump means well, but the how is the tricky part. And yeah, you're right. You got to win the hearts first, and then you got to have a plan, and then you got to have an end result that would satisfy all parties, all parties involved. Like, who cares about the Americans? Then if they're saying they want to come and rebuild the country, well, that's a good deed. Who's going to pay for it? And if Trump's all about bringing money back into the country, then aren't you spending money to rebuild a whole city? So where's that money going to come from? As another question too. So yeah, I just find it funny. It's funny that he's talking about this, and he wants to do it. And the reaction, and that's why we're doing this Trumpin segment, because he's gonna do heaps of stuff like this, so we're gonna be talking about it, man. What's the next one? What's he gonna do next week? The podcasting stuff, I love it. We're doing podcasts, and we'd love to have our colleagues, get into spaces like that and do their thing. I have a problem with that though. Like, you gotta, do we trust these podcasters coming in? Like, are they gonna be his views? They're not gonna challenge. He's not gonna bring anyone that will challenge his views. He's gonna bring everyone that agrees with him. So it'll be like everyone. Oh yeah, you agree with me? Oh yeah, you come in. Everyone that agrees with me, yep, you're invited. If you don't agree with me, nah, you're out. Like, the press is out. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna get like some polarizing sort of outcomes here. You might get some polarizing outcomes when it comes to right wing stuff. So you get all these right wing podcasters come in, and all the and all the middle ground guys are left out. So that's probably to be the bad side of it. But now in terms of him saying press stuff, you bring the independent podcasters in, I'm all for that, man. More power to the people. But yeah, that's me. For Trumpin, week number 3. Tune in for Trumpin week 4. Next week.
Surely.
That's the man. Man, he's doing more stuff than what Chris Luxon did in like how many months he's been Prime Minister. And Trump's done like fucking 100 times as much things and there's only, 3 weeks?
Shock and awe, man. Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Damn. All right, boys. Little sport thing here. So, Filippo, my good friend Filippo, he's posted up a little article here. All heard of Mana Pasifika. Now enter Mana Pasifika, a new proposed NRL team that's going to be based in Auckland, part of the NRL expansion franchise. Now we know PNG has already got the go-ahead. So this is going to be another team they're going to announce, another team. So, well, looks like it. So, yeah, Auckland's put their hand up. They want to make this team the Mana Pasifika. Your thoughts on that, Eddie?
I think it'd be good, but like, would it drain the talent away from the Warriors? But would it help retain talent here? And can fans afford to go to both? That's the thing. We kind of put all our money into the Warriors, really. But yeah, what the NRL has been touching lately is turned to gold. So, the Dolphins have a cult following, and they've caused some major upsets. So maybe after PNG, this might be a good thing. But man, Pacific Islanders already dominating the comp already. I reckon we're well over 50%. I think for numbers, and that's including our Polynesian brothers as well. The Torres Straits and the Aboriginal players. So no, I think we're pretty sussed, really. For another Auckland franchise, it doesn't really have to be a Pacifica team. Can be another team. We can base it out in Christchurch. I've heard from a lot of people there's a lot of talent down there for rugby league. But yeah, I just hope that if we do establish a second team here, that it won't take away too much from the Warriors. Because a lot of people are staunch Warriors fans, and I don't think they'll ever support another team. Same thing happened when Auckland FC got put up. A lot of Phoenix fans that lived up in Auckland were like, oh. So we'll see. Whatever the NRL does, I'll let them do it because they've been doing well lately. That's my 2 cents on it. How about you guys?
I think it's, if the opportunity presents itself to make it a Pacifica team, I reckon hone in on the idea, man. I mean, they're looking at trying to inject the 20s competition back in the next few years. This is a prime time to do it. I think if you look at the first 15 level, New Zealand can't hold on to that talent in rugby, and so here's another way to capture all of it instead of just being in an academy. Actually, look at trying to get into one of these, either the Warriors or this other Pacifica Mana teams. If they hired the right people, like say, who can communicate to Pacifica players, even better, man. Imagine being a kid from like say Liston or Kelston, Waitangi, and having the opportunity to play in the NRL via this team, and and it's just through the hard work and absorbing it all from the coaches that they put in that position, man. Be a good opportunity because a lot of kids get lost, bro. Like so much kids go to the Warriors and then they get sick. They only sign on for 2 years and then they go overseas. Then you don't hear about them. It's like that running straight challenge that they've got going on. These guys in Australia. There's a guy there, he's smashing guys. He's been going and he played New South Wales Cup. So imagine if one of these, the talent that comes out of 15 rugby here in Auckland can find its place in one of those teams. Even just the local talent that plays in the Fox, man. Like if there's a lot of guys that play in Fox that could make that transition pretty easy. And And because it's big, rugby league's big in Auckland. People don't realise, there's more rugby league clubs than there are rugby clubs. And you go everywhere in Auckland, that place has got a league club, man. I think more opportunities is to make it a living. Yeah, why not? Jump at it, man. Grab it with both hands and run it. So it'll be cool if they do, man. If it does, come to fruition, and yeah, why not use Eden Park or build a new stadium? That'd be the good way to go.
Yeah. I think two things here. The first one is will this be a viable Pasifika team? I think yes. And I'll tell you why. Because of how they structure the international rugby league game here. Right? Because if you're a top tier player, you can go play for Samoa, and you can go play for Tonga, and you can go play for Fiji. You can go down and then go back up if you want to. It's your choice. So that's why we get all stars playing for Samoa, playing for Tonga. And that's a better system than what rugby union's got, right? And so having a Pasifika team, it's not like a Mana Pasifika team, where Mana Pasifika is still aligned with NZR, and you can still put All Blacks in there, put players that are not eligible for the Island Nations to still play in that team. Whereas with rugby league, it's a different story. So I think as a concept for league, a Mana Pasifika team, I think it's a way better concept for a Pasifika team, and being based in Auckland is actually really good because, of course, in Auckland is the most Polynesians, right? The question is, can we have another pathway for rugby league Polynesian players to come into another team that's not the Warriors and stay, as opposed to having a team down in Christchurch or down in Wellington. The second thing is whether they'll do it or not. Now, it's interesting because NRL, and we've seen it, they're trying to expand. They're trying to expand around the world. They're trying to expand the game globally. And we've talked about this on another podcast. We've talked about how NRL markets themselves as a product, right? They're trying to get into the US market, right? They're trying to be attractive to these streaming services that are starting to get into the sports scene, right? And to do that, you have to have a good product, right? You also have got to have the numbers. Now, it makes sense that NRL has PNG come in, because if you Google the population of PNG, so like 10 million people in Papua New Guinea, man. That's like how many numbers you're going to get, how many numbers of viewers, and that's their national sport. Rugby league in PNG is their national sport, and they got 10 million people living there. So, man, do the maths, man. You're going to have like multiple, you're going to have like 10 times the amount of viewers coming from one island, to watch one team play. And they'll just add those numbers on to the numbers that they'll show to Netflix, show to Amazon. Hey, man, look at all the numbers we have, and it's all about the numbers. You do that for another New Zealand team, they'll look at the numbers there. Oh, no, it's not really. You're just splitting up the fan base of the Warriors. That's all you're doing. Like if the Warriors are bringing in 4 million, say there's 4 million people in New Zealand. The Warriors are bringing in 4 million viewers to the NRL watching the Warriors, right? You make another New Zealand team, all you're doing is splitting the 4 million. You still got the same. You still got the same numbers. So I think it's all a numbers game. I think the NRL really strategic in who they put in the expansion because they need to. It looks like they're trying to build up their league to try to get those broadcasting deals in the future. And just looking up here, they want to expand to 18 teams and have 2 conferences. So, there's talk of other teams throwing their head in the ring, like Perth team from Perth, right? They want to capture some more numbers over there in Perth. It's all a numbers game, man. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But nah, man, I like the idea of a Pasifika NRL team rather than a Pasifika Super Rugby team, because I think our people get more of a chance, And it looks like it's a real team, a team we can support, a team that we can have people in and go play for Samoa and go play for Tonga as well. Yeah, and a good way to get our young ones to have another team to try to get into. Yeah, I'm all for it.
See?
All right, boys. Seki, what have we been watching? Let's go, let's.
Man, Shorty's back on today. It's good. A little revamp of what happened last year. I think Gummo Drew's wife died, so the man's made it back. There's a whole lot of new actors, sort of similar roles inside the hospital there. Watching that, been watching the same old man, same old, keeping up cooking with Verna and but I did watch a movie. I can't remember what it was called now. Oh no, the Beast Games. Been watching the Beast Games, and I started watching Math. Made at First Sight. It's Australia, man. And like you know what, I've come to a conclusion, man. You know why people watch that? It's for the drama. You know, you think about it. You just met the person you're gonna marry, and I noticed with this episode or this series is that it's like a few mismatches. Like one couple, they're exes.
Oh,
Yeah, like how messed up is that? And then there's another couple, they met on a dating app like 8 months before, and then the guy never got back to the girl. He's on the show, and she's like, "What?" But she's playing it out, you know, because obviously it's being recorded. They got to say their vows, and then they go out to take their photos. So it's I told my wife I don't want to watch it. She's you got to watch it with me so we can talk about it. But yeah, been watching that. But also started watching The Amazing Race because Tides with Us is on it. It's a Australian celebrity one, which is good. I did watch a short and I started listening to they got a podcast. Him and his brother and one of his mates are on, and that started last year in November. So it's been televised now. But the reason why I wanted to watch The Amazing Race because he said he's in it, and there's one episode that he talks about crossing this bridge in Thailand, and apparently the bridge has like been there for centuries. And what's funny is because his brother says to him, "Fucking you fat shit!" Like and he goes, "Tell the story," because he starts laughing. But then apparently because like I went onto YouTube trying to see if there's any snippets of what happened, and then he goes, they're not gonna put it on they better not make it a commercial ad. But yeah, I think his brother must have uploaded it. Like he managed to get someone to record it, and he uploaded it. But they're running across a bridge, and he goes, "Yeah, man." On his podcast, he says, "Fucking, people walk their animals like elephants, and then I run across it." And he runs, and he breaks the bridge by stepping. And then, like, while his foot's through the bridge, and he's like, "Fuck, they're gonna make an ad. They better not make an ad about this." But now, yeah, that's got me watching that. They're up to episode 3. It's a good watch, man. Cause, the way he is when he fights, obviously different persona, different person. But yeah, on this he's with his brother. But it's just funny the way they talk to each other, right? Because it's like the Aussie accent. And he goes, "Fucking hurry up, mate." He's fuck off, mate. I'm trying. Like they had to do a ballroom dancing, like the tango, and they had to pick up each other and like fussy each other, spin each other around. And I was like, "Fuck it." I can't stop sweating. He's just hold my hand. He's don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Just watching them banter on it's pretty hard case. That's all I've been watching. Nothing new or exciting. But you, Eddie, what have you been watching?
man, I took a break from Sopranos. I'm kind of like at that stage where I like it's like a good bottle of wine. You don't want to finish it. You know what I mean? Like you see you've only got one more glass left, and I don't want to finish the bottle, so I put the cork back on. So just let it age a little bit longer, and then I'll probably start watching this week. But no, I've just been watching YouTube documentaries on the Sengoku Jedi, which is the time of the Warring States in Japan during the samurai era. So just watch a little bit of that. A little bit of like cooking shows, but I didn't watch the Super Bowl or the halftime show. But I always like seeing the trailers, the movie trailers, and what's coming out. And the Fantastic Four was a good trailer. The Thunderbolts was a good trailer. But there's this one that caught my eye, and it's called The Amateur. So Asika, I think he's a CIA operative, but he's the guy that sits behind the computer. He does the stats, digs up information and whatnot. But his wife gets taken hostage and she gets killed. And so he asks the CIA director or whatever, hey, train me up. I want to go in the field. I want to find the guys that killed my wife. I'm going to kill them. And he's like, nah, you're not that guy. And they even sent a guy to try and train him, and he can't pull the trigger. So he goes off and like just goes rogue because he knows all the ways of hacking into computers and stuff. So he's killing these dudes, but in like ways without using guns. Like one on the trailer showed a guy swimming, and he did something to the glass, like the glass is vibrating in the swimming pool. And so it's like a swimming pool, like way above in the tower or whatever, and the glass shatters, and the guy falls to his death. Like he does stuff like that. And he's like, "Do you remember my wife?" And they're like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And yeah, so it's a guy who played he was on
He's on iRobot.
iRobot, yeah,
He's the bad guy on James Bond, I think. The latest one.
yeah, and also he was on that biography, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. He was the main guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the main
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's him.
So it's him. But yeah. Apart from that, just been watching just little snippets on YouTube, nothing much. I'm just basically just taking a break from Sopranos because that was my main focus there. But yeah. I'll open the wine bottle on the weekend. But yeah. How about you, Cams?
Yeah, I watched 2 movies there. I watched the movie called September 5th. September 5th. It's a true story about the the Munich Olympics massacre. How those Palestinians broke into the Olympic village and held hostage the Israeli team, Olympic team.
How long ago was that?
So that was 72.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So and what happened is that they held them hostage, and then they asked for their terms was we're gonna kill an athlete every hour if you don't release all these Palestinians in prison, right? And so I think they killed 2, but then they asked for a helicopter to the airport, and they because this is in Germany, right? So the police gave them a helicopter. They flew them to the airport where snipers were waiting, and the snipers were going to pick off the terrorists. But then it ended up in a big shootout, and everyone got killed. All the athletes got killed, and all the Palestinians got killed too. Yeah.
Is it based on a true story?
That's a true story. That's actually happened in 1972, the Munich Olympics.
Jeez.
Right? So there's actually a movie about it. It's called Munich. It's a Steven Spielberg film. It's got Eric Bana. He plays, because the movie is about the Israelis that set up a strike force to go take revenge on that massacre and go kill all the Palestinians that are behind the massacre. So it's out. It's called Munich. But the film I watched is called September 4. It's new. It's about the ABC news the sports news that were in the Olympics, filming the Olympics.
Yeah.
When that happened next door, because their base is next door to the Olympic Village, so they had to cover the hostage story. But the film is about that. You don't see what happens because it's all about the news guys, and it's interesting because the year's 1972. They're trying to figure out how to film what's going on without, because there's moral stuff that happens. Like, what if they kill someone on live TV? That's someone's son. Is it good to show that on TV? They're asking those kind of questions, and then they're battling with the news crew in the States that want to take over the story because they cover news and these guys just cover sports. So there's that conflict as well. But it's really interesting because of those conflicts. That's the main point of this film, that these TV guys are trying to capture what's going on, and they're caught between their boss and what he thinks they have to show, and what is morally right as well. Because you don't want to show bad stuff on TV live. You don't know what's going on, but you want to cover the story. and they end up, how much do you show? Because what you're showing, what your cameras are showing, is what the police are doing as well. So the terrorists are watching what the police are doing outside, if you know what I mean. So there's that as well. So yeah, it's an interesting film about that. That's called September 5. Yeah, and if you don't know the story, there's a movie out called Munich. Yeah. So watch that, and also watch Conclave, which is nominated for Best Picture. It's
Is that the priest
film.
one?
Yeah, it's a film about the Catholic priests. So they have a conclave. So a conclave is when they have to vote for the new pope. So that movie's about the pope. He dies in the beginning. The pope dies. So they have to have a conclave, and all the cardinals come from all over to get voted in to be the new pope. And it stars Ray Fiennes. He's the cardinal that's trying to manage all this. And you got some cardinals that want to be the pope, that actively wanting to be the pope, and you get other cardinals that are just there because they asked to come by the old pope, asked them to come to just be in there to get voted in. So there's conflicts between the popes that are sort of some popes. Some cardinals that they're racist. Like you got the Italian one that wants to take things back to the old days, and you got some cardinals there, like the American one, that he's tricky. He's manipulating his vote, like he's paying off the other cardinals to vote for him, and he's sort of like he tries to get some dirt on other cardinals, and he sets them up so they get a bad reputation. So there's all this like skullduggery kind of stuff happening as well. And here's Ray Fiennes in the middle. He's trying to manage it all. He's trying to make sure everything goes peacefully and everything's all safe. And he's checking up on each of the cardinals, see if they're like they haven't got any bad history that they can't they can't go forward. So yeah, it's interesting there because I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know any of this stuff. But it's interesting to me to see the hierarchy and see the process on how to choose a pope, how they do it. Yeah, it's really fascinating. It's fascinating because there's all that Catholic stuff I don't understand, but it's something I didn't grow up with. But man, it's interesting to look at. Interesting to see how the process is, and it's formal and where they live in the Vatican and that, and the whole thing about they do the votes and they put them in the fireplace and the smoke. Yeah. The smoke comes out to tell the people that they have chosen the pope.
The smokers, yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about like I think you have to get a third of the votes, You have to get a third of the votes. So it's interesting because as all the drama is happening, all these top cardinals that are getting all the votes, they're getting picked off one by one because that they get found out, like the history in that. Like, oh nah, so and the manager, he doesn't want to be the pope.
Yeah.
And so he's trying not to be the pope, and he's trying to get people not to vote for him.
Yo.
Yeah, so it's all that kind of stuff going on. Yeah, it's really interesting there. So that's called Conclave. I think it's up for Best Picture. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. That sounds good. Yeah. Those
are my two movies, September 5 and Conclave. Fia Poko of the week. Let's go,
Man. I think there was a clear winner, eh? Was there, or are we not sure? We got one sent in from Tiles. I'm Funked Banana. It was sent in from Ty. Said, "Nah, man, I would have called it quits." And it's what looks like a runner. She's running her leg, and might be like the seventh or seventh lap, and the camera's following her, but she's saying, "Please don't get my bottom half." She just killed herself. So I don't know, we award that to.
As hard as she could, and she went all in.
Myself? So can you not get my ass? Thank you. Sorry.
I don't know if this is typical. And just talking about shadow stuff, but there's a guy that was showed up on the Good Morning show, and I think what was hilarious is that the typical balangs on the Good Morning show in Australia had said, a guy from New Zealand. Wow. So there's a guy decided to go down to the local pools and grab a bar of soap and just clean himself inside the wow. Straight off the bat, New Zealand man. I think she deserves a Fia Poko for that one. A New Zealand man.
Good scrub.
Good scrub
Kids
in a
pool.
kid's pool.
Oh. He even had a soap.
He even had a soap bar
the ready.
at the ready.
Oh,
In the
it's a,
I don't know if I should
the
show
problem
you.
with the pool.
I
For
didn't
me,
know
right
he's a
there.
New Zealand man.
Stop. Concerned onlookers watched on telling their kids to naturally get out of the pool. Others rushed into his defence online saying that if kids wee in it, well,
It's really not that bad.
it's really not that bad that he's planning himself in it.
I
I
would
would beg to differ
with that line of
with that
A New
line of
Zealand man.
argument.
Can you
Fuck your country to your gifts. I was scared like that.
Like it would be floating on top.
I don't know. When I hear the New Zealand,
Like a
Reminds me of that time I shaved my
that's why there's so much racism in Australia, man. I had one more, and that's from the Gianni Vigilante, and it's a guy who's obviously doing work on his car, man. Like I know how this guy feels, man, and so he blew the engine up, and he's obviously rebuilding the engine from scratch. But it's what his mum says, bro. It just hit home with me, man. Like it cracked me up, bro. But I was like, yeah, she's right. And yeah, if you can play that one, also, it's gold, bro. It's gold. So he's doing.
Mom, listen, I'm very stressed out right now. I blew the motor.
I told you not to tint it!
Mom, what was tinting through the motor? That's the windows, not the motor. What are you talking about?
She's right, man. He shouldn't have tinted the window.
It's actually blown this time.
Your mum was always right, man. That's a given. You blew your car up because you tinted your windows. Yeah, ngale. We listen to mum, man. And then I don't know if this is sick kind of the week or Fia Poko of the week, but this one goes out to Israel Alessandra's ex-girlfriend, bro. She demands half of his belongings. Her name's Charlotte. She wants all, like, they aren't married. They went out for less than a year, and she wants what? What says she wants to pay her bills. So
She wants half his money.
that's a picture of her there. She wants half his money. They weren't engaged. They weren't married.
Got no kids.
No kids. That they went on too long. That was her argument. That they went on too long. I don't know. I don't know if someone's making that shit up, but they've obviously got some sort of inside story. And I got one more, and I'll double this up as a Baron and a Fia Bots dude. It's a guy who's not happy that a dude's parked his truck out the front of his property. And just one of the workers' car, like it might be on the other side of the road, maybe up on his grass there on the left. So he's being a Baron, man. He's asking him, move the truck. All right then, and he's taking him with his hammer.
What that truck off my lawn?
So it's one thing to bash in one headlight, then he goes and does the other headlight. And then when he gets beyond this point is when he becomes the Baron. He's gone too far now. What do you think he's gonna do? Hit the steel at the back of the truck? Nah, he's taking Baron to the next level, man. He carries on walking. He's still been a Baron. And then he enters Baron level there. He's gone and stood on the cement. What a fucking Baron. If you're fucking Baron.
This is what you're Baron, mate.
Surely. I would like to meet this Baron who's
Totally.
there's Fia Poko and Baron in one. Look at him, he's still trying to get up. Oh, that's stupid, man.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
Ready?
someone's parked on the grass. I don't know. I give up, man. Honestly, can't make this shit up anymore. Chuck it over to you boys, bro. Who's the winner?
Man.
And
I'll give
they
that-
because each have their own genre.
Yeah.
But man, the confidence of the runner to tell the cameraman that she shed her pants. You lady are number one. Like if you didn't win that race, nah, bro.
You make it like she wasn't on the lead.
Yo, what the?
That's what you call no shame me. You gotta give it up to her having no shame me to do that thing. Hey, it's part of human bodily functions.
Yo.
Sometimes they let go when you least expect it.
That was her propulsion to push it forward.
But man,
Yeah,
that
I'll
guy.
give it to her. I'll give it to her.
Tell the truth, man. If we're talking about calling that guy a Kiwi, washing. Tell the truth, I thought it was Inkia, eh? Did you think it was Inkia? Look
Yeah,
like
he had one of
Inkia,
those bracelets on. You know, it gives us with those colourful bracelets.
That's what. Wash your ass too. Oh gosh. Man.
And that's one
How
of the
about
same head he follows his man. What a sickhead. Surely.
You know, what was another one that came on the social media was that dude that kidnapped that duck from Wisdom Springs. Now it was a full-on swan. He grabbed the swan, put it in the bag. At Wisdom Springs, he got filmed.
What? Oh,
Holy
Sure. Making me hungry now. Let's do a food review. It's scary.
Oh, yo. Just a quick one. Kika's West on the main road in Henderson, man. If you guys are into Brazilian food, man, it's good. They do like we got a platter, $100 platter. We had picanha, which is a rump cap, a Brazilian sausage, chicken, and pork belly. So you slice it up, put it on the side on this big plate. And the sides we got cassava, deep fried cassava.
yeah.
So they cut into wedges, like wedges size. Man, it's the bomb.
Good.
Fries, their mashed potato was nice. And yeah, so man, we got two of those between like 5 of us. Like we struggled to finish it. Like it's decent. Like it's $170 for a platter, but man, it's worth it. Good atmosphere, good service. You do have to wait a little bit long for the food, but when it comes out, it's worth. I don't know if I should be telling you guys this, but there's a dessert, the flan or the flan, whatever you want to call it. It's not on the menu. You gotta ask for it, and like it depends if they have it or not. But that is the bomb. That is the bomb. Like if you torched it, it's similar to like a creme brulee. But yeah, it's not on the menu. You have to ask for it. But you know, it's if you know, you know. But yeah, nah, it's really good food. Simple barbecue stuff from you know their part of the world. I definitely recommend medium round the picanha. Well worth it. They do it on charcoal. Chefs are nice. Servers are nice. But just prepared to wait a little bit for the food to come out. But it is worth the wait. But yeah, that's my food review. Seki.
Nice.
Nice.
Yo.
Man. Check out Kika's.
Yo. I'll put some photos in the chat.
All right. All right, boys, coming to the end of another episode. Man, always thankful you guys show up. But it's time for some last words. Let's get ready.
Man, my last words are the same as my shout outs, man. To all the people out there on the journey, man, keep going, keep grinding. Shout out to the FT boys. Shout out to Westside Fitness. Simple steps, small steps, as long as they're going forward. Seki.
Beautiful. Yeah, just wanted to take a moment to shout out to our Usovai Lima, who's also followed us on the WesWes Network pages, Miracle Liana. So shout out to you. Thanks for keeping that support coming 100, bro. So yeah, special mentions to you, bro. My last words is yeah, man, give your time to plan stuff, jot it down, write it somewhere, tell somebody, and put it into action, man. Because you know, those thoughts just become dreams, and those dreams just rest with you in your head, and they don't become reality, man. So unless you're manifesting it and you're trying to get the support you need to make it happen, put the plan into action, man. I'm still jobless, but hey, I'm still breathing, and I'm grateful for that much. But yeah, man, once again, man, thanks for the opportunity, Cams, and awesome having you on board, Eddie, man. Like this is probably, you know, the only time you get to, you know, it's because my memory's been playing up, man. It's no good, eh? Yeah, like I said, man, write it down. That's why I say write it down. Otherwise, it just becomes just a lost memory, man. But yeah, that's my last words, man. You know what it is. Take care. It's in all of it.
Last boys, yeah, man. My last words, man. I read an article in the Herald about fatigue and being tired in the afternoon. especially when you come home from work and you just want to sit on the couch and do nothing because you had a long day. Well, it's not just because I don't do an active job, like I'm sitting down nearly all day and behind a desk, and it's like the physicality isn't there. But this article is talking about the fatigueness, and it's not always the physical stuff. It's the mind stuff as well. So if your mind is always working or changing the direction, thinking on the spot all the time, or doing different jobs in one day, that takes a toll on your mind as well. So, and that's a reason why the fatigueness kicks in as well. So I think it's just being mindful that it's not always like hard work. It is hard work, but it's not always like lifting stuff or running or doing stuff at work, like physical stuff. It's the mind stuff as well. So I think just eat right and try get that extra energy to move on, because I'm struggling to do stuff in the afternoon. Come home from work and like got stuff to do, and I do a shitty job because I'm tired. But I got to change that around, boys. So I'm working on that at the moment. I'm working on that. But yeah, man, that's my last words. Keep on going. Thanks, boys, for jumping on. See you guys next week for some more trumping.
More trumping.
More trumping. All right, boys. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo.